I'm Judy Shaw for NYSE Floor Talk. I'm here on the NYSE trading floor for the Intel Capital event, and I'm joined by Garima Kapoor. She is co-founder at MinIO. Garima, it's wonderful to have you here. Thanks for joining me today.
Oh, thank you for having me here. It's very special to be on the NYSE floor.
Thank you. Well, before we get started, just a quick note to our viewers. This interview is for informational purposes only. The NYSE doesn't recommend any investments or investment strategies. All right, so Garima, tell me about MinIO. What's your mission?
So we started the company back in 2014, and we want, as you're starting the company, there's always a soul searching phase that founders go through. And for us, we wanted to pick a problem that outlives us. And no matter what we did, data was a problem that we thought that if we work on this, it's going to be relevant for 20, 30 years from now on. And we can build a sustainable long-term company on that. So it was just very simple, go solve the problem of data. And right around that time, AWS S3 was convincing the world that S3 or object storage is the right platform to store massive amounts of data. And so we just wanted to be AWS S3 for rest of the world. We knew that AWS S3 is only going to be relevant within its ecosystem of AWS and Amazon. And for us, it's important that we give the same capability to no matter where the data is getting produced, whether it is at edge, whether it is in your own data centers, whether it is in public cloud. You just standardize on MinIO and you don't have to go through the application rewrite of code no matter where you deploy it. So that's what MinIO does. We are a high performance S3 compatible object storage. Wherever your data is, just deploy us there.
Okay, so tell me, how are you different from others in the space?
One of the things that we have been very mindful of, and that's just the DNA of founders. I founded this company along with my two other founders, and we were very sure that we don't want to get into the competition of feature race per se with other competitors, because that's just road that will not lead us anywhere. And if you see, the storage industry is dominated by appliances. It's like hardware, software combined. And we knew that the kind of data that is getting generated and the kind of best practices that are coming out of cloud, customers will need a software-defined storage like ours. So we started with that simplicity in the mind and minimalist in the mind, deliver customer with absolute craftsmanship that comes with. And that is a little bit unheard of in the storage industry, because enterprise products have traditionally been bulky and clunky. We wanted to bring consumerization back in the enterprise, and that's why we started the company. So I think that's where the true differentiation lies. And once you have that same philosophy in building the product, no matter what you do, right, it's our signatures at the end of it. So we wanted to deliver a work of art, and that's what MinIO is. It's a simple static binary. You can download it, and within 5 minutes, you can get started on your storage environment. So it's I think the simplicity that really differentiates us.
Okay, all right. So now tell me, Garima, as you look to the next 12 months, what are you most focused on?
MinIO has foundations in open source, and that's how we started the company. We are 100% open source. So from 2014 to now, from 0 lines of code to now, we are the biggest object storage player out there and have even a bigger ecosystem than AWS, but that's from the open source standpoint. We are still, as they say, in our diapers when it comes to commercialization. AWS, clocked in, I think, 80.1 billion revenue last year, with 50% coming from storage itself, which is like around 45 billion of the revenue share. So we are still in the baby steps. So it's a big market for us, and we just want to be focused on doing one thing and one thing better than the rest. So that's where we are heads down focused, just to get as much commercial traction as possible and deliver a great solution to the customers.
All right. Well, Garima, wonderful to talk with you. Thanks for joining me on Floor Talk.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.